It was a curious filing found inside a yellow envelope, an envelope addressed to the clerk of the court. 26 pages in all, each handwritten, each authored by a Colorado inmate named John Snorsky. The same John Snorsky who our camera recorded in 2015 as a judge gave him 30 years.
I deserve 30 years in prison, that's fine.
30 years for trying to abduct a girl in Aurora.
I think that the issue of this court right now is how I can prevent you from harming my community.
It's called a pro se lawsuit. Inmates file them on their own quite a bit. Most are thrown out quickly, but this lawsuit contained a story about what happened to Snorsky 2 years into his 30-year sentence. An attack by 3 inmates, one armed with a homemade knife, a shank approximately 7 inches long.
And he was stabbed 43 times.
Denver attorney Erica Grossman also read the handwritten complaint. Years later, she helped him fight a much more formal legal battle against the State Department of Corrections.
He knew he was going to get attacked. He knew as soon as that door became unlocked from his cell, people were going to go in and basically try to kill him.
The story begins with the murder of an inmate named Joshua Edmonds inside Lyman Correctional in 2015. Snorsky had info and agreed to testify against the killer, a known white supremacist.
I mean, it's a very obvious target after that.
Grossman says for months, Snorsky feared for his life, only to be assured that he would be safe. Yet he was attacked repeatedly inside the Colorado State Penitentiary.
It's not even something you should have to ask for when you become an informant against a high-ranking white supremacist gang. That seems to me a very obvious needing protective custody situation.
And then in 2017, this amended complaint says Colorado State Penitentiary officers gathered outside the cell and watched Mr. Snorsky being brutally assaulted with that shank. Those injuries certainly could have killed him.
Absolutely.
Not long before the trial against state employees was to begin, the state settled. $1.1 million, one of the largest, if not the largest, settlement with an inmate in Colorado on record.
He's done what he's supposed to do in prison, and he is serving out his sentence. He wasn't sentenced to death.
It's still not clear just how he'll receive the money. And thanks to that 30-year sentence, he's not eligible for parole for another 10 years. Colorado Department of Corrections chose not to comment for the story. The same prison gang that went after Snorsky has been linked to the murder of then head of the Colorado Department of Corrections, Tom Clements, in 2013. Kim, you remember this case when it happened a number of years ago.
Yeah.
Got a lot of attention. And now this is a case that's going to get more attention because of what happened inside the state prison system.
Yeah, and then the murder of John Clements, I mean, this is like all the way it's connected. That's something.
There's a lot of roots here, and at the end of the day, it really is sort of those, does the state prison system have an obligation to protect its prisoners, particularly its prisoners that agree to cooperate in high-profile crimes? In this case, according to the lawsuit, that this individual did agree to cooperate with the state in a murder investigation. And because of that, that inmate felt that he became vulnerable. And because of that, the state did have some sort of obligation to protect him.
So he would remain vulnerable at this point, but with the state being fully aware of that he does need to be protected. There's also the question of the money. You mentioned it at the end there. What comes of that money?
It's a lot of money, and it's certainly not an easy situation to hand an inmate $1.1 million.
Yeah.
This is a process that's going to take some time. The attorneys are trying to figure that out.
That's a super interesting story. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, anyone that's been here a while knows those names.
Yep.
Okay. From